It is another brand new week, and welcome to another brand new episode of our weekly devotion with yours truly. Well, I am in this city called Minot in North Dakota, and as you can see behind me, winter is still hanging around in spite of the fact that this is already the month of March, and I'm freezing out here because it is minus 16 degrees Celsius. But I'm out here because I want to talk about something warm, that is relationship, how we can establish long-lasting, stable relationship. Amen. Well, we all want this. Who doesn't want to have long-lasting and stable relationship? Well, I want to share with you three keys how we can establish that. And my text is taken from Colossians chapter 3. In verses 1 and 2, Paul wrote that we should set our hearts and our minds on things above. So the first key to establish a good relationship is to reach up, which is where all good things flow. When we seek God and His righteousness, you know what? All these things will be added unto us. If we have our relationship right with God, then everything else will be righted as well. And so, hey, the first key for us to be able to establish good, long-lasting relationship, make sure that we align ourselves with God. Look up, reach upwards, and then have that relationship with God established. That's so important. That's the first thing you need to establish. So then in Colossians chapter 3 verse 5 onwards, Paul wrote, and he did not mince his words when he said, put to death all sexual immorality, lust, greed, and everything else. And then he went on to say, get rid of, not just try, do something about it. He says, get rid of your anger, your rage, your malice, and slander. All these things will hurt any form of relationship. So step number one, we need to reach up. Secondly, we need to reach in. If we are not transformed from the inside out, it is very challenging for us to be able to establish any form of long-term relationship. I mean, who would like to be a friend to someone who is angry all the time, who is enraged all the time, who is greedy in everything else, and who is very selfish and self-centered? Look, to be honest, we all want to look for someone who is cool, who is calm, who is collected, but at the same time who is reasonable and logical, right? If we are self-centered all the time, it is almost impossible for us to maintain any form of long-term relationship. So reach upwards, reach inwards, and then he said, from verses 13 onwards, bear with one another, forgive one another, love one another, and be at peace with yourself and with each other. And then he said, wives, submit yourself to your husband, love your wife, and children, obey your parents. Father, do not exasperate your children, and workers, do your best as though you are working for the Lord. Now, this was the point where Paul was trying to establish in this particular chapter in Colossians. He is trying to tell us how to establish long-term relationship. But he did not start with these. He started with set your hearts on things above, set your minds on things above, look into yourself, change inside out, get rid of, put to death your lust, your greed, your self-centeredness, your anger, your rage, and then you can reach out with that authenticity. So reach up, reach in, then reach out. We can't just reach out without first reaching up and without reaching inwards and be transformed from the inside out. So if you want to establish a long-term relationship that all of us want, hey, reach upwards or look up, reach inwards, look in, change from the inside out, change inside out, so that when you relate with others, purity will comes out, right? And you are able to then establish what you hope to set out to, that is long-term stable relationship with all. Well, with this, I am right now freezing. I'm ready to say sayonara, and God bless you all. Have a great week ahead and see you next week. Ciao, bye, God bless you all. Woo-hoo.